Hey everyone, in this video, let's do a comparison of Squibler and Scrivener. In order to do so, here we are at squibler.io and we're all logged in. We're inside of a project. So this is what you are going to find with Squibler. You have your different chapters here on the left-hand side. You've got your document here in the middle, and then on the right side, you have your smart writer. And this is an AI assistant that you can use to actually help you write your book. So there's two ways of going about this, and you can have as much control over your script as you want. If you are going to write yourself and you just want to have the smart writer on the side here to give you helpful suggestions along the way, then you can do that. And it's really quite nice here to come over to the right hand side, and you can use either the guided mode or the auto mode. With the auto mode, all you have to do is just find the specific point that you're looking for, click on auto, and you need to make sure that your cursor is in the place that you want, and then you'll see that this right button lights up, and then you can just click that and it'll start to it'll write something for you. Now, I'm on the free plan and you only get 6,000 words per month. So keep that in mind. For the pro plan, you're looking at $29 a month. There is a yearly plan as well that's a little bit more cost effective, but you are going to need to pay that yearly subscription all in once. Now, the guided mode is a little bit different from auto, where you're actually going to add your prompt so you could be specific about what it is that you want to see. And I can tell you from experience that sometimes the auto mode does give you suggestions that are not consistent with what it is that you're looking for. So the guided mode is really going to be a better option, I would say, generally. If you're looking to get something specific out of it, then you can put that information there. And then from there, you have a few things to consider. We've got the elements mode, and quite honestly, I still haven't been able to wrap my head around the elements mode entirely. It says here, Charles Dickens, Charles Darnay, Sidney Carton, Paris during the French Revolution. So I'm assuming that this has to do with the kind of style that you're looking for in your document. So if you want it to be kind of based on Charles Dickens, then you would select that. That's what I'm assuming. Now, from there, you have your creativity level, and you can either pull that back or you can put that to max. And this is just basically telling the AI, I want you to be as creative as possible, or I want you to try to stick as much to the script as possible. You can change the tone. You can see here, humorous, serious, sarcastic, optimistic, objective. You also have the different narrative perspective, first person, third person, omniscient, stream of consciousness, epistolary, multiple perspectives, interactive. And so you can play around with that depending on what it is that you are looking for. From here, the next thing we want to take a look at is the Scrivener app. Let's go ahead and compare the two. So if we head over to scrivener.app, then the first thing that's important to note about Scrivener is that it's actually a download. It's an app that you download. And one of the things that is significant about Scrivener versus Squibler is that Scrivener does not use AI. So what Scrivener is more so for doing is it's actually to organize your project. So this is actually, I think, is a very helpful tool, especially if you're a writer and you don't want to depend on AI. With Scrivener, you have access to something that helps you to organize your project. So, breaks it down into your chapters and different things like that. So that's actually very cool. That's something, having something like that, I think, as a writer is going to be very useful. Now, you certainly can organize your project with other tools, like if you were just using Microsoft Word or something like that. But having something that is specifically for organized, that's focused on writing, I think that that's a helpful tool to have. The other thing that's interesting about Scrivener, let's just go ahead and go into full screen here really quick so that you can have some idea of what Scrivener looks like. You have it's similar to what you see in Squibler. So on the left hand side here, we have our outline. We can break it down into chapters, character profiles, different things like that. And then we have our main body here where you are going to be doing your writing. The interesting thing about Scrivener, another interesting thing about Scrivener, is that it's actually not a subscription. It's a one-time purchase, and it's $59.99, which for a single time purchase is not, I don't think is not a bad idea. It also offers a 30-day trial that allows you to explore the features, and then after that, $59.99 one-time purchase, and it's yours, and then you own it. So that's something to take into consideration. If you are interested in Scrivener, head over to scrivener.app, download the app, 30-day free trial, plenty of time to be able to play around with it. Squibler, you get a little bit that you can play around with if you're on the free version. Again, you only get 6,000 words per month. That's fairly limiting. I burned through that pretty quick. And then from there, you're looking at the Pro plan. And with the Pro plan, just look at the details here. So the Pro plan works out to about $16 a month. That's a one-time charge, and it has a 3-day trial. So with the free version, there's not much you could do. 3-day trial, play around with it a bit, see if it's right for you. And then at that point, you're looking at either a one-time charge for the annual, which works out to about $16 a month, or you have the monthly, which is $29 a month. So there's a fair jump there. But it's a great tool. Playing around with it, I definitely think that if an AI writer is something that you're interested in, you could see here more or less like what it is that you can expect. You have your different parts here on the left-hand side. We've got part 1, part 2, part 3. I actually had part 4 and part 5, and I deleted them. So just so you're aware of that. But each of the different parts is basically you're breaking up your project into different chapters, and you could delete as much of this as you need to. Let's take a look at the elements thing here. Okay, so let me try. Okay, so you can add elements. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and try this out here. Okay, so you can create new elements. So this is interesting. This is what I wasn't entirely sure about with the elements option over there. So it seems as though you can add a character. So, I mean, the correlation here, the character, so if we look at a character here and then compare that to the elements over here where it says Charles Dickens, then I'd have to do a little bit more research on this, but I'm assuming that what this means is either this is just some random, for whatever reason they put Charles Dickens in here, but it's just supposed to be like a character in your story, but you can change this to whatever you want. It almost seems to be implying that you can use this as like something being in the style of Charles Dickens. But let's go ahead and actually just click on this and see what happens. Yeah, it's a little bit unclear, but we have the elements here. You could do a little bit of research on that to see exactly how it is that works. But at the end of the day, this gives you an idea of what it is that you can expect with Squibler. And having spent some time with it, I think it is a very powerful tool. So if you're interested in it, by all means, take a look. And I think that it can be very, very useful for a writer. But if you are not interested in AI, you're interested in a more hands-on approach, then I think Scrivener is the way to go. And that's all there is to it. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment and like and subscribe. And don't forget to set your notifications for more helpful tips. Also, if you're interested in Cider AI, you can have an extension that's built into your Chrome browser that allows you to have access to an AI chatbot immediately. And you can ask whatever questions you may have at any time. It's nice, just fits here into your browser. You got this nice little icon here. You can just click on that at any time, and then boom, you can start asking your questions. In addition to Cider Fusion, you also gain access to ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and DeepSeek. So you can get a balanced perspective looking at the major chatbots and seeing what each of them has to say depending on the topic. So that is a very powerful tool. It's one of my favorite AI tools I've come across, so I highly recommend it. If you're interested in it, check out the description and click on the link. You'd be helping us out as well, and we would certainly appreciate it.